and welcome to another episode of the Happy Hour Show with the usual suspects. I'm Droddy.
It's your boy, Mr. O to the T.
Mikey Slacks.
Today on the show, we got a friend of the family here. Want to give yourself a little intro and background for everybody that's going to tune in to see who you are?
Right on, man. Appreciate you. Thank y'all, man, for having me.
That's our toast.
Salute.
The Happy Hour toast.
Yee! Yeah, my name is Iran Doradas. I go by Stay Fresh or stayfresh.company on Instagram.
You want to give people a little background on how you got started into the business?
Started
Customizing.
maybe 9 to 10 years ago. Just doing some cleaning, just cleaning shoes and trying to bring them back to life. And after that, it was just basically couldn't do anything else but clean. And just so happened, all the shoes I were cleaning, man, they were Jordans. And the midsole, everybody knows if you got Jordans, midsole always crack on them. Mm-hmm. So basically...
All the time, super glue.
All the time, man. So for me, just cleaning, mastered that. And then it was just like, damn, what's up with the paint? And from that point on, that's where my passion came from. Just from one of those midsoles. And the midsoles, actually, I don't even recommend painting the midsoles just because they're not leather, and eventually they're gonna crack, they're foam. You leave them on a shelf, 5 years from now, 7 years from now, they're gonna crumble.
The discoloration is bad on that too.
Exactly, yeah. So, but that's what got me started, just cleaning, restoration shoes, and then from there, the next thing was painting the shoes. And honestly, to tell you, man, I was nervous as hell, just by doing my shoes and seeing that it wasn't working, just because it's not like how it is today. Now you can just go on YouTube and, just find anything and everything.
Make it work.
Make it work. When I started, it wasn't like that. Maybe one or two that was on YouTube, but they wasn't showing you the process. They were showing you the finished product. They wasn't showing you all the hours. And actually, any of you guys can paint a shoe, honestly, but everything starts from the prep. You gotta prep the shoe in order to have your...
You can't just paint it off top.
Nah.
You gotta make sure you do the prep
That's how
work.
I started, man. I started with just painting the shoe and not realizing all new shoes, they have a company clear coat. It's a factory finish.
So you got to start by removing that?
You gotta remove that so you can start the painting process, or you doing whatever you want to do, on a blank canvas.
Every shoe has that process.
Yeah, every shoe where it's not like synthetic or anything like that, or like the only ones that don't have it is like Vans, because that's basically like medium fabric, like a canvas. But anything else, even though it's fake leather or whatever it might be, it's still leather. But they have a factory finish that they put on there, so it looks like a factory finish. That's what everybody wants for their shoe to look like brand new. Exactly.
Right off the
and they
shelf.
have different styles of factory finish. They have matte finish, gloss finish, or like the patent leathers. Patent leather is just a clear coat, glossy, super glossy, and it makes it look like it's patent leather.
But it's basically like a French dip.
Nah, that's just basically just
like a spray
glossy, like a glossy finish. You can use an airbrush or you can use a regular brush, and I didn't even know that at the time. So for me, just getting a pair of shoe and just trying to paint on it. Next next day I wear them.
Work.
Man, but it wasn't anything like how it is today. So I had to learn the hard way. And as a matter of fact, we were talking before. For me personally, I was, just found a new passion, and at the same time, I was trying to get into the business, or not even the business, trying to get into the hobby. So let me ask you this question: at
what point did you realize that this was a hobby turning into like a legit business?
That actually, honestly, I'll say probably 2 years ago or 3 years ago, when I had like consistent orders where I was just like at my 9 to 5 and been like, boom. I just got another order.
I don't feel so good. I have to
get boom. I'm like, what the hell am I doing here?
Nice.
But at the same time, that was just a flow where I did so many of just freestyle, one-of-one personal pairs. That's how I just started customizing shoes. Just doing something I like or doing something that was kind of trendy, but I wasn't like always into like trendy, like, you know, like Louis Vuitton or, you know, big high fashion stuff like that.
More retro.
I would do just like whatever I was in, like now. Like
just something obscure that people may have like forgotten about.
Yeah,
And then you throw it in and be like, oh shit, I remember that.
Or somebody will throw a post on, and it'll be like, you know, a throwback post, you know.
Hey,
from
next
the
episode,
80s
I'm going to have
whatever.
the DuckTales. I'm going to have the DuckTales.
For sure.
Salute.
Look at that. I'm seeing a lot of Air Forces. Is that like one of the like
primary canvases that you go to?
Yeah, not just me. That's basically for me and for maybe 75% of customizers. That's basically like the go-to medium price for you to show your artwork, that somebody can wear it. But at the same time, it's only my reference on the shoe that I can afford to show everybody, like, hey, look what I did.
So this is like your primary canvas.
That's my primary canvas, yeah. And at the same time, you know, there's cheaper canvases, there's more expensive. I'm right in the middle where, you know, Air Force Ones, $100. Actually, they did go up. You know, because all this stuff that's going on. I'm serious, man. Like
I remember they were like 75.
2-3 months ago, they went up. It was like 99.
like $109, bro.
They went up. Now they're like 109. But basically, you know, it's $100 pair of shoe, and basically for my services, because it comes out to, you know, what I charge, and didn't start off where I'm at now. I mean, I used to charge $50 and people were like, you tripping. You know, I didn't know.
You can make a lot more.
You know, I didn't know what the price point was. You know, when I started, you know, because it was just a hobby. And for me, it was like, I couldn't afford Jordans at the time or just growing up. So for me, it was basically having one pair of Jordans and I would paint that motherfucker maybe like 3 or 4 times. Now it's just customizing or working on shoes that I always dreamed about or never imagined me having it, and now it's basically I'm painting on it.
That's what's
Or if you even would have told me like 10 years ago or maybe 20 years ago that I would be painting shoes or even working with stitching machines, I would have said, hell no. You know, because I've been in the food industry for, no joke, 30 years of my life. I started in the food industry, working at Mel's Diner on Lombard Street at 18 years old.
Favorite hamburgers ever, bro.
That's all I've known. So for me, it was basically, you know, finding a new passion, and through trial and error. And to this day, I've probably given up so many times just because it's not like a job you can go and somewhere somebody will teach you.
But you keep grinding though.
You know, there are, you know, classes. I've taken classes before too, but at the same time, there's only so much you can learn at a class and then take that home and work what you just learned.
Trial and error.
But you don't have all the materials. You know, not everybody has a blank shoe, you know, to work on, or the materials. Everybody think it's just like painting a shoe. Dude, you got to buy paint, you got to buy tape, you got to buy acetone, you got to buy
all
this,
the supplies.
fabric medium, you got to buy this, that. If you want to change the laces, or you know, you got to have
all the supplies cost more than the shoe.
And that's only the bottom. If you're a freehander, if you're not like me, maybe 75, maybe 80% of mine work comes from
stencils.
From stencil. I had to buy a stencil machine.
Damn.
Those ain't cheap. Stencil paper, transferring paper to transfer it from you know where to whatever canvas you're going to be using, and then everything else, airbrush gun, you know, paint, airbrush paint, everything, bro. So
where do you get your ideas from? Like maybe some artists that inspired you to kind of arrive where you are now, come full circle?
Yeah, for me, it was like basically when I started, it was kind of like just having an idea, was just looking on Instagram and seeing what everybody else was doing. And then everybody would copy that one theme and run with it. And then like I would do it on an Air Force One. That's the only thing I can afford. And then somebody would just blow it out the park and do it on a Jordan 1. I ain't got no Jordan 1.
Yeah.
And then I would look and then I'll try to do it. Or basically the idea was to, you know, get popular. Or for me, it was basically to have somebody see what I was doing. Not necessarily how, even till now, man, I'm not really, you know, a social media guy and this and that. I mean, there's probably hundreds of tricks that I could have learned to, you know, get me further along. But for me, it was always about doing what I wanted to do and not copy somebody else's stuff. And
original.
But I didn't know that at the time because basically it's just like a job. If you're learning how to do something somebody's way. So I was always like, dude, I got an Air Force One. Let me try to do the same thing. And then it was like you're copying somebody else's work. And that's something I didn't realize until many years down the line, maybe my 4th or 5th year. It's like, you can't copy somebody else's work and try to get paid off of somebody else's idea. I can tweak it. I can make it my own.
A little bit.
You got the theme. Like right now, if you had, like, say for like Jordan, you wouldn't see, Reebok doing Air Force One just like it and put a Reebok logo on it.
Right.
You're like, come on, bro. That's my idea. That's trademark of this and that. So, but for me, I learned the hard way because for me, it was like inspiration. Like, hey, man, you inspired me to basically try to do the same thing that you did. But everything that I saw, it was like on shoes that I couldn't afford. So it worked out better for me that I would try to do it on my little, not cheap, but affordable canvas for me, Air Force Ones, or I would just look in the closet and see what other shoes I had. And I didn't even know what type of shoes I had. I've never been like a sneaker head, but I always loved shoes when I can afford them as an adult. Never had Jordans or, just regular, dope shoes.
You talked about not having the ones to go and to be able to construct your own, like you're building them from scratch.
Building the shoes? Yeah, that's a totally different animal right there. It's like basically you're deconstructing a shoe. And I took a couple of classes back in the days, and that helped me so much where not that I got tired of painting shoes. Like painting shoes, that would always be my true love. Just putting the idea on the shoe. But there's another aspect to a shoe where you can just make a shoe from scratch. Design a shoe. You can just go and buy any type of leather or any exotic materials, leather like
some ostrich skin, maybe
ostrich, python. Seriously, yeah.
Some gators,
lamb skin.
You gotta keep them gators down one time on the Wooster.
All that stuff, bro.
If someone was interested in maybe ordering a shoe from you or thinking about getting a customized kick, how would they go about getting in contact with you, reaching out to you?
For me, I got my own website. That's something I started maybe like 6 years ago, but never really paid attention to it. Just had it.
Until more people started hitting you up.
Yeah, no, but for me, it was like more of thinking ahead and, just seeing some advice, online and this and that, just about having a business, having somewhere for the customer to go to and not necessarily have the product, but have
Cartel.com.
Yeah, exactly. Just have, that professional look where it's not just about nowadays, it's about just DMing somebody or how can you really trust somebody? Are you going to get scammed?
You want to look legit.
Yeah, it's like
by having
legit.
Your own site.
And for me, it's like it worked perfect because the work that I do is basically customizing shoes, where for me is basically, I'm cranking out massive quantities. Well, not like that, but any type of quantity that I can.
We at Puma right now, but we gonna get to Nike real soon.
You feel me? So, Buffalinos. I got you.
Shout out
With all the non-disclosures, saying, is there maybe some artists that you could reference or touch on that you worked with, or maybe talk about like the hip hop museum that you've done some work with?
Yeah, most definitely. Actually, when I first started, I was always trying to tag, artists, or even like with the shoes I got on now, I just do like my personal
hey, we're gonna have to be like Wendy
pairs.
Williams up in this bitch and get the shoe cam one time. Those are stupid hard. I tagged a bunch of them. Fab, Richie Rich. You got the Jacker on there. Fucking
you'll have to get a close-up later of his so you can throw that in there.
Mac Mall, E40.
Fuck, like crazy. Actually, one of my good friends and old coworker, her name is Kelly. She stays in your side.
Big ups to
Vallejo.
Kelly, shout out to
you set it off for me.
Kelly.
She basically hit me up one day and she said she wanted to commission me to do. Actually, her first question was, have I ever done a custom on a pair of Cortez? Because all my stuff was basically
hits those sweat ass
Air Force Ones, And I was like, I never did one, but for me, it's a challenge. To have a different canvas, even though it's the same shoe, or not the same shoe, but a similar shoe. And then for me, I took it, and she was just like, I want you to do E40 custom. And she was like, I'm gonna give you full freedom. She didn't really want any specific thing. She didn't have anything in mind. She saw my previous work. So for her, it was basically, she had a theme and she wanted, instead of Air Force Ones, she wanted it on a Nike Cortez. I took that commission.
Sick.
She loved it, posted it. And then 2 weeks later, or maybe between 2 and 3 weeks, some of E40's rep saw it.
They saw it?
And basically, they were.
Did they tell you that it was sick with it?
Yes. It was more than sick with it.
Did they say it was more sicker than the hippopotamus?
But they saw it and basically told me if I can customize the same thing, don't change anything, but a size 14. And
Those had to go to the water, huh?
And actually, no, at first it's Kelly's theme. Kelly is basically a commission. You know, we'll talk about the difference between a commission and customizing, you know, a little bit later. But at the same time, it was her idea. I did it for her.
Yeah.
So for me, I had to call Kelly first.
And ask her.
You know,
Because it's her original idea.
I don't want to sell her custom.
Yeah.
Even though she didn't tell me where to place it and this and that, she told me, hey,
I've been back doing that shit. How many zeros we talking, Chris?
But at the same time, it was kind of like you taking somebody else's idea.
No, yeah, for sure.
And you ran with that one of one, like, you know.
Yeah, but I got her permission.
Yeah.
Because it was just like we were talking about, you know, copying somebody else's.
There's some professional courtesy in the space.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Of art in general. We're not just talking about shoes.
Yeah, no, if it's my idea, like all these, mostly all of them, 99%, they're my ideas. That's why you don't see Kelly's out here. You don't see anything else that I've done that somebody said, hey, can you do these for me in this style or this theme or this?
They let you keep the work after it being commissioned too, or do you? No,
I gotta send it off. No, you pay me, I send it off. You can do whatever you want with it. You know, anything. Whatever.
It's theirs.
It's theirs.
Yeah.
You want another one? You got to pay me for another one.
Yeah.
But the folks E40. Literally said they saw it on social media. They were sitting right next to him and said, 40, look at these. And then 40 was like, oh, those are dope. Let me get one in my size.
40's really big on blessing people with work customization.
Bro, that was like
my
a
boy
blessing.
Frascaso's done some of this good with the spoons. Step our big game up here. You really?
Yeah, but at first I was kind of hesitant just because it wasn't my theme. And that's what exactly he said. Don't change anything. I want it exactly like that.
Exactly.
And
yeah, so you had to reach
How did that
out.
feel? I mean, obviously, I know.
Dude, I was like excited, but at the same time, I was
like,
nervous.
is this real? Is this a fake account hitting me up?
This ain't no Earl.
It was basically, you know, he hit me up and he was like, you know, told me everything about him and told me I could look him up. Looked him up on social media, this and that, and it was legit. But at the same time, I was still kind of like, man, I don't know.
Mr. Mustard and mayonnaise.
But I told him straight up, I was like, hey, that wasn't my idea. That was another commission from another client. So I got to ask, and good thing it was a homie, because I would feel kind of, I would feel away if I just, you know, called a random customer and be like, hey, I want to get your idea, and so-and-so wants to get that with your, you know, so-and-so was with their idea. And she was just like, and she even told me too, when she wanted the custom, that she wanted something that nobody had. Nice. That's basically a commission. That's something that somebody is the difference between customizing what I do. Anybody can order. But she was like, I love your work and everything, but I want something that nobody's ever had. Original. And I just want it original, and I'm gonna leave it up to you. But it was nervous too for somebody to tell me like, hey, I got an idea, E40. I'm one of his biggest fans. Do your best. Nice. And I didn't have no clue. She didn't say, I want this, I want that.
She didn't give you a specific template. She just said E40.
That's it. So I had to do my research. I got the Sick With It logo. I got E40 on there. You know, I got Welcome to Vallejo. You know, just a little bit of everything. And at the same time, it was a different canvas, and it's a little smaller than the Air Force One. So for me, it was kind of like
more narrow.
We don't have to hit 40. Like, let's come hit the.
It was a challenge at first, just because it was a different canvas.
Yeah.
But from there, actually, the guy that's affiliated with 40, a week after that, he said, "Hey, can you do a one for Burner?" He was like, "Can you do a cookie theme on the same shoe? I want to give it to Burner for Christmas for Nike Cortez."
My bad.
After I did those two, the E40 and the Burner, I was like, let me go and get another Cortez canvas for myself just to have them. Like, all these are basically shoes that I bought blank and just had them. And
gives you a good platform though. You got two hot sellers right there.
And that for me only works when I don't have orders. Where at first, or even when I first started, like technically legit customizer, dude, like sometimes like they say, man, be careful what you ask for. Because definitely,
I need 1,000 pairs of those careful right now.
Because I was like many days I was sitting there and thinking like, you know, why
pumping out the same shoe,
and I'm like, I want them. I mean, the money's good and everything, and this and that. And then when I first started, it was cool. You know, just being at my 9 to 5 and having an order and thinking like I could possibly do this as my 9 to 5 and do what I truly love. You know, somebody just waking up and doing what they truly love. You never fucking work a day in your life.
You don't.
You know, but going to work 9 to 5
that shit's so
and getting an
cliche
order.
To say, but
I used to get orders and orders. I'm like, I can't wait to get home, order all these shoes and this and that, and sit there. 6-7 months later, dude. That shit just tore me apart.
What's the true process on a shoe from like start to finish? Like how long does it take?
The process, I mean, it depends on the theme and how much detail the person is asking for and willing to pay for. Like a regular colorway where, you know, you buy a white, not necessarily white. It doesn't always necessarily has to be white, but that's basically cuts my little painting the shoe a little bit down.
A plain color.
Yeah, I mean, I could take another black Air Force One or a black, you know, Jordan 1 or whatever. No matter what the color is, even if it's white, I still got a primary white for my white to match whatever mess ups I got to touch up or anything. And that's one of the things that I learned too.
Spoke in the beginning, you got to strip it down, right?
Yeah, you get a blank one or a white one. I used to get white paint and paint on it and everything, and then I'll mess up and then go over the fucking white. This white is not the same as the white that I just ordered from the paint. It doesn't match.
So you're using acetone
so it looks like I'm using.
paint?
Looks like I had white out on there, but it's actually my artwork. But it's not matching the shoe. So even if it's white and some of the areas are going to be white, I got to paint the whole shoe white. It's basically like painting a car.
Yeah,
you're not going to primer. You know, you got to primer the whole car to get that candy apple paint on there.
So at this point, is this where you start to see yourself transition from a customizer to an artist?
No, honestly, I'm not. I don't even consider myself an artist yet, because an artist really just paints what he wants, and it's only a one of one. Like me, with my not situation, but my lifestyle, I can't afford to say no to 4 orders. That's $300 each.
That's money.
Yeah.
You know, with my lifestyle and the stuff that I got going on right now. Eventually, and my goal is to become an artist where I can pick what I want to do.
Choose.
Like when I become an artist, I'm not necessarily going to be doing, you know, stuff that I want. I'm going to be basically too busy because I'm doing one-on-one for you. I'm doing one-on-one for you.
Commissions.
And that one-on-one commission is going to be $1,000 because it has so much dope ass detail as to when I was or currently am customizing and just giving you a little bit of, you know, detail. And not necessarily just to say it's because of using stencils or whatever. It could be the same as somebody freehanding, but it's just like getting a tattoo. The more details you put on your tattoo, the more expensive it is going to be. And the doper is going to look. You know, so for me, right now, I'm a customizer transitioning into a artist where I'm only going to do or want to do one-of-ones where nobody else is going to have it because tell you the truth, man, the money's good, customizing, and the money's awesome too when you're an artist, but I'm cranking out 5 times as much as an artist to get the same income or to get the same profit because I'm charging $200 for my services where an artist is charging you maybe $1,000, but nobody else has that.
Yeah.
Are you seeing something on the horizon that's going to provide that where you can kind of switch as far as what you're grossing on a...
No, I think for me or for anybody, it's basically when you're an artist, you know, when you see yourself as an artist, like 5 years ago, if you would have told me like, and I've had, you know, people tell me like, dude, you're a dope ass artist. I'm like, dude, you bullshitting, bro. Like, man, you bullshitting. I'm the dude that can change the color of the shoe. Never looked at myself as an artist. But when people start telling you that and telling you like, hey, your shit is worth more than what you're charging, bro. And I'm just like,
so you didn't see it in yourself.
Yeah, I didn't see it because
until
I didn't
you started
think.
hearing it from your peers.
Like I said before, it's like, dude, I started maybe charging $50 because that's when I was like, I think maybe they'll, spend $50, but all the hours I'm putting in and like divide $50 into maybe 8 hours of me, putting in
fucking
work.
around, putting in work.
Like I'm doing like less than
a lot of
wage.
successful business makers, business people and owners, they didn't successfully think in the beginning.
But
they didn't know. Or maybe some did, but you don't see it when you're there, or when you become, when you. How can I put it? When you mastered your craft, you don't see it until
that's why you don't want the true artistry yet,
because you're involved. You're so much
yet.
into it that it's like, or when you become like somebody can play baseball or football or basketball, whatever sport they play for months or years, but they don't know they're on that professional level until somebody says, "Hey, bro, you can come play for us. We're gonna pay you this much."
Because when you're in the midst of it, when you're the one doing it all the time, you can't see it because you're just so used to doing it. But I can't see it because
I'm customizing the same thing. It's basically like I'm copying and pasting. I'm copying and pasting a size 6, a 7, an 8. What you want it for, and then sometimes too, I feel bad because. It doesn't matter like on how I have it on my website or how I make my living is for my artwork. That's my service. Doesn't matter how small it is or it doesn't matter how big it is. But if it is big enough, I'm going to charge you more if I'm doing a mural as opposed to a shoe. But for me, a shoe, I got to charge you the same thing for a size 6 than I do a size maybe 10, or when it gets to
it's
like
for the service.
But when you get to like E40 and burner size, dude, that's 13 and 14.
For real.
That's a big canvas. For me, it's kind of like I'm putting in more work.
Right.
But now, actually, like I said, I'm a customizer. I'm cranking out the same product, copying and pasting to whatever size fits your needs. But at the same time, I'm getting worn out.
So that's when you realize you need to start charging more.
Nah, that's when I realized I had to step my game up and just take my craft and move on to the next level. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with customizing. I wasn't a customizer, 6 years ago. I was doing cleaning and restoration, waiting to develop or seeing some of the people that inspired me and watching them and be like, I'm over there like, cleaning a fucking shoe, having my hand in a dirty ass shoe, with a glove, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm doing stuff.
6th Street.
Hope these didn't touch the shit in the backyard.
It's like you go to a restaurant, you see the janitor, over there, or the dishwasher washing dishes, and he's like, damn, I wish I can get on the grill.
Yeah.
Or, damn, I want to learn that. Whatever it might be.
Do you think transitioning through these different levels of it all, do you think that's going to get you to mastering the whole craft of it?
Yeah,
do you
for me, it's just mastering the artwork. Doesn't matter how much I charge because I'm going to charge you for my artwork. People can say, and I've gotten that in the past, like, man, my daughter can do that like in 2 hours.
Wow.
It's true. She can do it, but it's not going to look like mine.
Or the
it's
quality.
The quality is going to be better. It's going to be worse.
Some rain might hit that shit or
it doesn't. And I've heard that, and I can use it, and a lot of people have said it, and that's what allowed me to just think about what I'm doing and how much I'm putting into the artwork. Where, dude, it doesn't really matter how fast I can knock these out. This shit took me 6 years to fucking learn.
So at what point do you know when to start charging more, though, so you feel like you're being rewarded for the work and hours you log in?
Go, go, go.